afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are representing from Group Best, and today we are going to introduce our app. We call it Co-Plan. So our teams have 4 members. Zuyen Thao is not here today with us. Here's Karen and Vu. We are all from Faculty of Engineering. Our idea is that we would like to create an app that make any student feel more easier to create a meeting among themselves in a particular project in a modules. Right now, when we go to IBOE, most of the time we deal with workbeam webcast, but we don't use the meeting feature a lot. So we want to emphasize on the meeting feature of it. Our app, in short, what we do is that it will pull the information from IBOE that which module we are taking, what group are we in. From inside the app, when one student creates a meeting, the others will be notified about it. Then they can also vote for the timing of the meeting, where is a suitable one for them to meet, and where's a suitable location, the best one for all of them. They can also suggest the best fit time location, and based on the ranking, they can come up with the only one meeting time and location. Introduction why we choose Windows phones. First, we think that Windows phones is a new and evolving platform that is this is helpful for us not only in this particular project but also in our futures when we want to develop something on Windows phones. And also it's a bit easier for us because we are quite familiar with Visual Studio and also C# when we do school projects. So now I pass it on to Karen so you can talk more on technical aspect of the project and also a quick demo of it. Yeah.
Thank you, Vu. Okay, so we'll just do a quick situation review, and this is what we found out from our experience with IVLE and project planning in general. So basically, it's conflicting preferences in time and location when we're meeting with multiple collaborators. Students sometimes we have conflicting schedules and all that, so it's difficult to find the time. Sometimes you have personal appointments to attend to as well. Next, this process of finding a suitable meeting time and location takes place over a discussion that involves several iterations. So we first suggest a meeting time, someone suggests a counter meeting time, and then it goes on and on like that. Also, there is the aspect of manual collaboration. Someone actually has to take our timetables and then find a suitable meeting time and then decide when's the best time for us to meet. And the complexity increases when the number of collaborators increases. So this is just a quick example of what we usually have to face. So A says, shall we have a meeting next Tuesday, maybe 2 p.m.? B says, I have another appointment then, how about 5 p.m.? And then A is fine with that, and then C comes in and, C comes in and says, I have yet another appointment. So, it keeps going on like that. So we waste a lot of time just trying to get a single meeting. So this is a quick overview of our app. First, we have IVLE, and our app communicates with IVLE to prove some of the information. We also we have the backend on AWS, Amazon Web Services, where we host most of our logic as well as the user data. So the phone communicates with these 2 components, and therefore we have our app. This is some of the features. We have IVLE integration. You can view your project groups, and this will be relevant to the projects that you have for the current semester, as well as create meetings for these project group members. So you don't have to actually add the group members. You'll be automatically included in your group and sent to them. We have the meeting viewer, which will display confirmed, updated, and pending meetings. We'll explain more on this when we do the demo, what the different categories mean. Finally, we have notifications. We're not yet doing push notifications. Rather, we pull in notifications so we can alert the user when there's a change in status. And finally, we have our history log, so you can view the history of your project meetings, and you can plan your future projects based on how many meetings you have, as well as the meeting details. Okay, I'll quickly go through the features that we would like to have and are still currently in development. So we'll do push notifications, email, SMS, custom group creation. Right now, our groups are based on IVLE project groups. which we find is to be the most essential because usually that's how we would work for our school projects. But users might want to create custom groups to use this outside of school or to include like the tutors or the professors as well. They will be allowed to add new group members and as well as do consultation bookings. This is outside the meeting because this will be integrated with IVLE's current consultation booking features. Lastly, we will also sync with the IVLE calendar, which actually stores all your events and student appointments as well as your modules and your schedules. So this will make it easier for them to select. Right now, we have to select based on your own preferences. But then we will include these features to make the steps to set up meetings simpler. Lastly, we'll include the calendar view, so you can have an overall view of your meetings and when they will occur. Right now, you can view your history on our history page, but we'll also allow people to export this just in case they want to archive or backup the data. All right. Okay, so now we'll move on to the demo. So we're using the emulator for this demonstration. Okay, when the user first starts up the app, he's not logged in. So
is that a motorcycle?
Part motorcycle. So he'll first take you to the login page. Over here, you enter your your student ID as well as your password. Okay, so this takes you to the main page. Over here, you can see confirm, updated, and if you scroll down, pending. Pending. So what this means, confirmed meetings are meetings that everyone has agreed upon. So this is basically your list of meetings that you're going to have. So we list them out in a way that we think it will be easy for users to log in and straight away know what meetings they will have to attend. Next, we come to updated. Updated are meetings that have been created, but we need people to vote. There are some changes in the details. So we need people to view them and vote to confirm, and then they go into the confirmed status. And finally, we have pending, which are basically new meetings. So these are meetings that have just been created, and users will have to enter their preferences as well as vote on the various meeting suggestions and locations. So first we create a new meeting, as you can see here. So we just click on this to create a new meeting. This is the IVLE project group. So this will pull the data from IVLE, and you can see all your project groups listed here. So we'll fill out this form to create a meeting. So first this will list your group title as well as the module information. You have your meeting title, meeting description. So this item here, this is actually we call it a meeting item. This is actually your suggestion for meeting place and time, date and time. We just show you some of this enables you to, there's some validation checks just to make sure that everyone fills in what they're supposed to. So we just click on submit right now. So it wants you to enter a suggestion for your meeting. So we do that. This is today's date and time, so we just add that. So this will list your new meeting suggestion. You can remove it if you want to. Just add it again. And then, all right, okay. So we just click submit now. So it wants you to enter the preferences for all the meetings. So we'll rank each meeting item from 0 to 5. 5 being that you want to attend and 0 that you're not able to attend. So now I'll ask you for your meeting title. It will guide you through the steps to make sure that you fill in all the fields. So we click submit.
I don't understand the 0 to 5.
Yes, sorry?
I don't understand the able to attend 0 to 5 thing. Why would I create a meeting that I don't want to or can't attend?
0 to 5, 5 being able to attend. 0 means you can't attend. Your question is why would I want to create a meeting with 0?
Yeah.
Actually, it's because we use the same status for users who are voting on the meeting. So your other group members may not be able to attend the meeting, so they might choose 0 instead.
So if 0 is cannot attend and 5 is can attend, what is 3?
Create, I think I can attend, but it's not my favorite choice. So because this is a bit of a preference, so that's why we give a ranking this way.
Okay. My suggestion would be to go with what everyone else does and just have accept, decline, and permitted.
Yes. One of the reasons, I'm not saying it's wrong, is because in our backend we do a ranking system. So we'll try to give you suggestions based on your preferences, which is why we have the 0 to 5. If not, I agree, it would be simpler to just say yes or no. But we want to try and make it catered to its students, so they might have personal appointments, they might not like homework as much, something like that.
Does it integrate with the calendar on the phone?
Not yet.
Okay.
It's a
So
feature.
I think it would be more interesting if you could take into account their personal calendar and preferences by looking up their calendar on the phone.
The local one?
Yeah, so we don't, so that you don't mix up can attend with want to attend, because that's kind of the confusion that you have here. 0 to 5 might be I want to attend, I don't really want to attend, I'd rather go watch a movie.
Okay.
But the fact is, if you have something else you can't attend, no matter what, whether you wanted to or not, and whether you want to attend or not shouldn't really factor into the equation, except maybe as a decline.
Okay, all right, thank you. Just 1 second. No, don't have to. Okay, it's possible. Oh, there it is. It takes some time to update, so sometimes you might not see it. Okay, so we move on to the next feature. We'll do a logout right now, just so that you can see another user being able to see the same meeting. You can check it. You can move it to the screen. Yeah. Okay, so we can see this meeting that we just created. So we'll click on it. Right now we'll show the edit function. So this is where you have a meeting and you want to edit the meeting. This is for the other users, the members of the group who did not create the meeting. So likewise, they can create a new meeting suggestion by entering the location, the date, and the time. And then they can submit. So we'll just click and submit right now. So it asks you to update the meeting details. This is you click on the dates. And likewise, we can remove if we want to. So now we've submitted the meeting suggestion. Okay, so let's go back. It's not up there. Okay, from here, okay. Let's do another. this one is populated, so let's take a look at this. This one we have right, okay, so for this one we can see the get suggestion feature that we wanted to show you. So after you have submitted a few meetings, this one it's not showing right now, but we can set the status as well. And then once you do that, once several of them have done the submission, we'll just click on Get Suggestion. This will list the suggested meeting time and location, and this will be a list of your other suggestions as well. Likewise, we have some validation checks that we can show you here. So we do check that only the meeting owners can change the details. So if you did not create the meeting, you're not allowed to change the meeting title and description. So we have some form of control over it. Now we'll take a look at the history view. So this is a log of all the meetings that you've created and you've attended. So if you click on it, you will see the meeting details such as the title, the date, time, and the description. So you can keep a log of what you've done and what's going on with your project.
What's screening move? Oh, screening movie. Okay, description.
Yeah, that's a typo. So it's differentiated by the groups, so you can tell like which module has meetings that you have attended. And lastly, we go to the notification. Right now, we only have a few notifications here, so this will tell you whether this will tell you that there's something happening with your meeting item and that you have to take a look into it. So same here. This is actually the same edit page. The thing is, once you click on that, then it will bring it down to meetings that you have read. So this indicates that these are new notifications that you have to look into.
Go back one screen. To the screen you were on previously with all the different listing of the different times that have been proposed. So you can only attend one meeting. So what if a bunch of people vote 5 on multiple meetings?
We'll select one at the back end. We only give you one suggestion. The best would be suggested. If all of them have the same ranking, we're probably I'm not too sure about the back end, but we will select one.
So at the very beginning of your presentation, you presented a problem that there's too much back and forth in planning a meeting.
Yes.
I don't yet see how this fixes that.
Could you elaborate on the question?
So you propose a situation where one guy proposes Wednesday at 2, and then like the meeting organizer says, okay, Wednesday at 2, and then one guy says yes, one guy says no, one guy says maybe, one guy proposes another time. Everybody has to go around and around.
That's true.
So then same thing. Somebody proposes a time, somebody says no, somebody says maybe. Well, in this case, 0 through 5. 0, 1, 5, 3, and then there's 20 different options. Then some guy proposes a new time, and then everybody else votes on that one. I don't really see how it helps. I don't really understand. Like if you were to lay it out on a flow chart, I'm guessing there wouldn't be any less steps.
So who gets the suggestions? Can anyone in the team get suggestions?
Yeah, you can. Everyone can get suggestions, so you know like which is the ideal time.
Will the suggestions always be the same? If let's say everyone voted for 5 for all.
I think in that case we'll pick one.
Yeah, but will that suggestion be the same?
Yeah, it will be the same.
I think you have a logic flaw in that you can't propose multiple meeting times. You have to only propose one at a time,
Yeah.
because it just doesn't work. I mean, outside of the logic flaws and the fact that you're allowing dates in the past, I think that's just sort of a minor sort of whatever nitpick kind of thing. But I mean, it just, meetings don't really work like that. Like you have to, everybody has to discuss and decide on one meeting time. Otherwise, you end up breaking the system. Like you can't, you know.
Yeah, my impression also when you described the 0 to 5 system was that you had something at the back that was actually doing timetabling to find the optimum time and then tell the users this is what it's got to be because this is what everybody seems to have the best accommodation for. And that's a very difficult problem to solve, timetabling. But it seems that you aren't actually doing that, but you're letting the users see what other people have chosen and try and decide on their own, which is kind of what we do today anyway. It's just that I don't call my friend and say 12 o'clock Tuesday, 1 o'clock Thursday, 4. You know, we just have that discussion as in when's the best time for you and when's the best time for me, and this is when I can make it or can't make it, which is pretty much what you're doing, except I do it over the phone much quicker than keying in 0 to 5 and having everybody vote on it.
Yeah, I think you'll end up with a big mess.
Sorry?
So, why would I use this instead of other solutions that help with meeting time coordination?
I think with this application, we can keep everyone in the same group at the same pace. Like when someone suggests, everyone get the suggestion that someone like student A is busy at this time. So student A don't have to come to everyone and say, okay, I'm not busy. I'm not free at this time. Can he have to go to everyone of the group, or let's say create a whole online meeting for everyone to decide on the same at the same time. Everyone must be available to choose the available meeting. When this one maybe I think in the future we will choose a meeting in the future. So right now I can indicate that this is my free slot. These are my unavailable slot. So other people immediately they know that okay, I'm busy at this time. Because when we do when we do the Outlook calendar, we do know each other when there's free time, when they're busy. But for IPOE and for students, we don't use the corporate Outlook calendar. So this is something we aim to, like we try to identify each of our group member when they have free time, when do they have their free time. And yeah, they don't have to go around asking like, my team has 6 people, I don't have to go around call 5 people that, oh, I'm not available at that time, can you pick another one?
But Gmail does, I mean, you don't have to have Exchange. You can use Gmail, you can use other third-party services.
Yeah.
How is this better than those?
I'm sure the native WP7 calendar has Outlook integration features that allow me to do it even without an Outlook server anyway.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That's true. So I think the problem here is that I don't really want to maintain multiple calendars. It would have been so much easier for me if you had found a way to pull my IVLE courses into my WP7 calendar, and I can manage both my social life and my
I do agree.
School life there, rather than try and replicate the Outlook functionality in a different format for the IVLE platform.
Yeah. And yeah, if we can look up the calendar, I think you can, because the calendar I think is also sync with Google Calendar and all kind of calendar, so we have a central one. So we will take a look and see whether we can pick up the local calendar on the Windows Phone.
Actually, maybe if you just made one button that allows you to pull the IVLE calendar into the Windows Phone calendar, and then let the users manage their calendar there, it might be easier for you and easier for everyone else as well. That would be a very useful feature that's simple.
Yes.
So, any other features you want to show us?
No, actually, that's all.
That's all.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much.